It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
All right, fair enough.
It's a really cute subject.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Make it so. Here we go.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Frankly terrifying.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat.
I've lost money.
There'll be worthy winners
Get in there.
and valiant losers.
Could have been worse.
Will it be the high road to glory or the slow road to disaster? This is the Antiques Road Trip. Oh, yeah. Welcome to a wet and windy final instalment of our outing with James Braxton and fellow antiques aficionado, Charles Hanson.
How's your honk this morning?
Excellent.
Our treasure-seeking tootlers seem largely undeterred by the ongoing tempest.
This weather's what we need, James. As water falls on our rich finds, they will fruit.
Generally, antiques don't do well in the rain, so you need to keep them inside.
Do you know, he's got a point, especially with the less than watertight classic vehicles they're currently piloting.
I've got a small leak in my car. I'm just trying to lean left to get the leak off my shoulder.
Charles is behind the wheel of a slightly moist MGA. From a time when seatbelts weren't mandatory, while James's Austin Healey is a few years younger, but equally civ-like.
I've got a wet leg.
Through storm and bad weather, James, we sail on.
Yes, they're just about afloat. James from Sussex has bags of road trip know-how. He talks a good antique,
The better the buy, the greater the profit.
while also adept Derbyshire man Charles puts his best knee forward.
Come on, Mr. Braxton, catch us if you can. No, I know he can't. No, I know, we're well ahead.
And chatting with the chattels seems to be paying off.
100.
So far,
I can't see you at all. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm behind you, trailing, rather like an underfunded football team at the moment.
yes, James does rather badly need a cash injection after having reduced his starting £200 down to £160 and 40p. While Charles, who began with the same sum, can boast of £542 and 54p. With just one auction to go, that's quite a gap.
I've got to hit a couple of sixes, Chief.
Yes, please, beefy Braxton. They began in Brackley and subsequently sidled off towards East Anglia. Next came the County of Kent. Right now, they're about to explore several southern shires before heading up towards their final destination in Derbyshire.
Do you feel you're ripening, James?
I feel I am ripening. I may be slightly overripe. That is the problem.
All roads lead to an auction in Bourne End, Buckinghamshire. Starting out in Berkshire at Hungerford, where they take their antiques very seriously. Parking as well. Never easy. Chin up.
Antiques.
Yep, definitely in the right place.
Crumbs.
Why the long face?
Good morning.
Hi,
How are you?
good, thank you.
And your name is?
Stuart,
Might go for a wander.
please do.
I'll stop through here. Thank you.
Yes. I wonder what, with well over £500 at his disposal, he'll end up plumping for. What's a choice? Look at that.
Quite taken by this clock, and in fact, it appears to be a mantle clock, but it isn't. But what is it? Well, you'll see it's completely hollow running through. Hello, you can almost see all the way through there. But on the back, you've got this open space where I think if you went to bed, say good night. You'd put your pocket watch into that gap there, and then you would have said, I might write a letter. So you'll take that off. You might then put an inkwell in there, one in there. But then, of course, to write, you needed light. A candlestick years ago would have sat there. What I love is this gilded metal facade, which to me reflects the fashion of the 1830s. Augustus Welby Northmore Pugin was the most important architect of that time.
The creator of both Parliament and Big Ben's Tower.
It's got the original paper label to confirm who made it, which years ago sat on the base like that. Amazing object. Never seen one before, and there's also no price label at all. It could be for nothing.
Good times, eh? Meanwhile, just over the border in Hampshire, James is about to arrive at his first shop of the day in the market town of Alton. At the Vintage Cupboard. Not got nearly so much cash as his chum, remember? Just £160, in fact.
Old barrel.
Which will make his first find even more crucial.
I just picked up these. Dr. Christopher Dresser was regarded as really the first industrial designer, a Scot, and worked with lots of manufacturers. One of these manufacturers was called Benham and Froed in London, in Chandos Street, and they had a particular mark. This mark here is stamped underneath. And when you get an item that looks like Christopher Dresser and is also made by one of his preferred manufacturers he designed for, things start sort of clicking a bit, don't they?
Especially when the asking price is a mere £18.
These fire dogs, lovely materials. So we got brass, we got copper, and then we got the screws here. So instead of having something rebated in or hidden, no, they're very proud, round-headed screws. So the integrity of design and integrity of construction. And there's the Benham and Froed mark. So I think they are a design by Christopher Dresser. I think they're made by an important late 19th century manufacturer. And the price is £18. One, I can afford to buy them. And two, wild horses wouldn't stop me.
Giddy up then. And speaking of wild horses, well, wet ones anyway, how are things in Hungerford, where Charles already has this pocket watch stand in mind? And he's clocked something else.
That's nice. I love objects which define the country house. You've got this bucket with the cane original handle. You've also got the inner liner to the bucket. And this essentially is a slop pail for collecting the dirty water of the day.
Yeah, contents of the wash basins.
And you'll see it's transfer printed with a pretty Italian scene in this cartouche. It's been hand tinted too with the nice polychrome colours on that landscape interior. You'll see the bucket itself has what probably is the original cane handle. Beautiful cartouche again, all hand tinted. They are charming objects. They have got some condition issues. Look, you've got a chip here on the bucket. You've also got some rivets. I quite rate these two. The bucket is priced at £34 and the jug is £23. I'm sure a deal can be done.
Yeah, gird your loins, son.
Stuart, come in.
On my way.
I found two things.
Well done. Feels like a deal coming off.
Marvellous.
So, I wondered what could be the death on the jug and bowl.
34 and 23. 45 for the pair because it's nice to see them go out together.
The other thing I like is the clock down here, or what you might call a pocket watch stand. How much is that?
It's £80, so 70, 65. I'll do that for 65.
Okay, 65 plus 45 is 110. Would you take a oneer, £100?
I suspect I would do, yeah.
I will take the two. Going.
Gone.
Thanks, Stuart. That'll be £45 for the bucket and jug, £55 for the watch stand. Shame Charles seems to have forgotten them. Perhaps he just doesn't want to get them wet, eh? £442 left. But that's enough shopping for now, because in the equally beautiful, if equally soggy, Hampshire countryside, James is coming beak to beak with some remarkable wildlife.
They're big, aren't they?
Yeah. We're at the Hawke Conservancy Trust, just outside the village of Weyhill, with Head of Research and Conservation, Dr. Campbell Myrne.
Hello.
Hi, James. How are you?
Very good. Good to meet you. It's
Nice to see
lovely
you.
to be out of the rain.
Absolutely.
I've just seen a lovely little owl down.
Well, it's probably a burrowing owl, actually. Looks like a little owl. It's just got longer legs.
You wouldn't know it now, but all of this was once originally a small holding in the care of Reg and Hilary Smith. soft-hearted farmers who were forever taking in waifs and strays from the animal kingdom, until, in the early 1960s, a brush with a popular children's TV programme brought about a change.
And at that time, one of the unusual residents was an albino badger.
Yeah.
So Reg was invited to come onto Blue Peter with the albino badger to talk about it. So when you're on a film set, apparently, there's somebody who's assigned to look after you. And this bloke decided to put his hand into the crate with the badger, and the badger promptly went and chunked him. So the producer said, well, here's Reg. We haven't got the badger. Anybody who wants to see the badger, pop along to Reg and Hillary's farm at Sunnymead this weekend, and I'm sure they'll be happy to show you the badger.
Ah.
And that weekend, I think 300 cars turned up. And then on the Sunday, something like 500 people turned up.
Wow.
And the story goes that it was the local police officer who said to Reg, look, I'm going to have to charge you with obstruction here if you don't get rid of these people. He said, you're not making much of a go as a farmer, Reg. Why don't you open a zoo?
The Way Hill Wildlife Park, featuring European mammals like wolves and bears, was, for many years, a great success. But youngest son Ashley's passion was for birds of prey, and so, from the mid-1970s onwards, the raptors and the urgency of their conservation began to take over.
A large part of our work today is capturing the attention and imagination of young people, showing them the beauty of birds of prey, and then they carry that through with them for the rest of their lives. So we have two types of birds here at the park. We have birds that are part of our education programs, and then we have birds to be part of a conservation breeding program.
So what are you concentrating on breeding at the moment?
Most of our effort goes into the critically endangered vultures, and we've had some remarkable success with that.
And why are vultures in such decline?
Well, principally poisoning, really, toxic chemicals. So in Africa, vultures are in serious trouble because of poisoning.
For poachers, the vulture is a threat because it alerts game wardens to their crimes. But the endangered birds play a vital role in the African ecosystem, eating dead animals before they rot, and thus helping to avoid the spread of disease.
Everybody who's here at the Trust loves vultures, and rarely, if ever, had a case where people have left a visit to the Hawk Conservancy not liking vultures.
Campbell, I notice you have a hospital here. What's
Yes,
that
we
for?
do. That was one of Hillary's big passions, was caring for injured wildlife, and that's been a feature of the Hawk Conservancy from the very early days. A lot of our admissions are because of accidents with cars. So often, car comes around the corner, owl doesn't have time to fly out of the way and it's hit. If you can get close enough to touch a bird of prey, it really is very poorly.
Yeah.
And so what we recommend to people is to perhaps throw a towel over it and then be able to scoop it up and put it in your car. First port of call is your nearest vet.
Yeah.
Or the RSPCA, or if you're close enough to us, you can bring it here.
Although Hillary and Reg passed away many years ago, their son Ashley remains president to this day. Meanwhile, out on those blustery country roads, James's hawk-eyed but house-trained rival is looking perky.
It's been an amazing week. We've had highs and highs and highs for me, and really lows and lows and lows for James, but loads of fun. It's been the best week with James ever, I think. There's always that flip side. I'm the hatchet hero, I think, but I kid you not, James can and just might pull it out of the bag. You wait and see.
It ain't over till it's over, especially with more shopping to do. Over the border in the Wiltshire city of Salisbury. At the eponymous Antique Centre. Wipes his feet, I see. Lovely. Well, it's that sort of place after all. The mighty £400 he still has left to spend may not go that far in here. Wow.
Hello.
Hello, Charles.
Your name is?
I'm Chris.
Chris, what an amazing antiques emporium. One thing I've seen away from all the Georgian, the Great Victoriana, is a piece of faux art with a roar. I like that.
He's fantastic, isn't he? He's allegedly an advert for Tiger Balm.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe 1920s. I can see he's got some great wear. But the market now, it likes this sort of unique look of an object, and I think he's great.
He is great.
Or great one for the younger viewers. Huh.
Looks like paper mache, and I suspect he might be, what, £500?
A little more.
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah.
How much is he?
He's 1,200.
Look at me, how much?
He's 1,200.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Wow. Have you anything elsewhere away from the great quality, which is more, I suppose, humble or tired, like me today, and needs a bit of TLC.
There is a back room
You're joking?
that was a workshop.
And what's in there?
Everything.
And where's that room?
Copper and brass, it's upstairs.
Okay.
Back room? Workshop? The merest mention is catnip to our antiques experts. Look at him run! Oh.
Wow, Chris. I love this room because it just feels dusty and just... I love that sort of royal-looking Sèvres vase over there in blue celeste. I love the marble clock over there as well. It's got no hands, but even so, good quality. And I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 warming pans over there,
Yes.
huddled together to keep warm. One thing, Chris, I've just seen over here is this. What do you think of this?
Well, I think it's an African mortar.
Why African?
Ashanti or something like that.
Lost its pestle, though.
I would think it's probably late 19th century.
What's it made of?
Well, I thought it might be teak.
It's some sort of hardwood, but it hasn't half had some wear and tear over the
Certainly
years.
seen life, hasn't it?
I think Charles reckons it's a wee bit older.
Now, I can't see a price, Chris, on it at all. How much is it?
Well, I was looking for about 200 for it.
Yeah. What's the absolute best on this?
The very best I would do
Look at me.
to you, 150.
I think it's worth a gamble. Chris, what we say in my line of work is going, going, going.
Gone.
Good to see him spending some of his squillions. Time to get back to the motor. And back to his boon companion. I do hope the weather's better tomorrow, because they'll be heading south towards the coast.
Are we almost there yet, Dad? Dad, are we almost there yet?
Do be quiet in the back. Night-night. Ah, that's more like it. I wonder where the other one's got to.
What a lovely day. It's lovely to get the roof off. Yesterday we had 1.5 inches of rain in Hampshire. Today, at least 6 inches of sunshine. Glorious.
Also, a good day for the scooting.
Hello there, nice car.
Oops.
Do you fancy a swap? Hello?
Charles, will you behave?
It's okay. It's okay, I need a lift. I'm okay, bye-bye. I think she thought I needed a lift. I think she felt a bit sorry for me. I'm okay, I'm fitter than James, I think.
Well, Charles certainly has bought more, because yesterday James only acquired a bargain pair of Christopher Dresser-style fire dogs,
Wild horses wouldn't stop me.
leaving him with just over £140 to spend today, while Charles splashed quite a lot more for a slop, bucket and jug, an African mortar and a pocket watch stand as you do.
It could be for nothing.
It wasn't, but he does still have almost 300 left in his pocket.
Oh, I went through some manure then, you smell it? Here's a cow pat. Ah! Oh no, there's poo! There's poo on the road! I've got my white trousers on.
Relax! I think it might mean good luck. That's in France. The very last shopping day of our road trip will start out in Fareham. Connected to mighty Portsmouth Harbour via Fareham Creek, where our esteemed experts will be sharing the premises.
How are you?
I was going to get in there.
Steady, Charles.
How you
Like a
doing?
vision.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
What an amazing day compared to yesterday.
I know. Everything's in the right place today, isn't it?
I've got 2 more things to buy. Open the door for me.
Okay, ready?
Ready, steady.
Ready,
Yeah.
go.
Go on then. Is it open?
Open.
Okay, wait for me, James.
Not inside. Ouch. Don't think there's a no scooter rule at Robin's Nest. Not recommended though, despite the very smooth floors.
Presumably, Charles.
I think we've just witnessed scooter-assisted speed browsing. Time to investigate a few of the items duly noted.
Love the colour of this. It sort of captures the Art Deco and what we call tube lining. So by closing my eyes, I can feel the raised lines of the outline of the design. And it's actually made by the Crown Ducal Works, which were a Staffordshire factory. And the lady who designed this pot, I'm sure the label will say to me, yes, a Charlotte Reed design Crown Ducal vase in the Persian rose pattern, only produced in the year 1935.
It's coincidentally priced at £35 as well.
I love this vase. It's just so colourful, so cheery, like the weather here on the south coast. It's a definite mental note. Stay where you are. I'll be back.
Don't move a muscle. What else did he spot on the scoot?
Interesting box. I love the shape of it. It's heavily worn, but the shape is so irregular. Opening it up, there we are. It says Trenchard box made from aeroplane propeller. That must be 1920s from a World War I biplane. Really interesting.
Ticket price, £25.
Inside, you can see how the box is formed from that laminated propeller. And what I like about it is there's plenty of wear. You've got a few chips, you've got some abrasions on the exterior of the wood. We call it Trenchard, but more than that, it's also Treen. And this is a lovely Treen patinated box that I think has real interest. Why? Because I've never seen one before. It's a bit quirky. And, you know, I feel like saying, right, that's a propeller, turn it round, get it going, and it could fly high. You never know.
Crikey. While James is still pondering, Charles is off to see Sarah.
Hello there.
Hello.
I love your hair, Sarah.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
the
you.
polka dots as well.
Thank you very much.
Charmer.
There's two things I've seen. You might know them.
Okay.
One is an attractive Charlotte Reed style of jug. And the other item I've seen is what you might call trench art. And it's an aviation box and cover. So I wonder if I bought the two together, whether you could do me a deal on the two together.
10% off of both of them.
So the best price would be for the two.
Time to crunch numbers.
There's smoke coming out of that calculator.
But I'm going to guess it'll be...
£51.30.
Yes!
How much?
£51.30.
I think what I will say, and I will be going for the first time, going for the second time, going.
Gone. Thank
Sold.
you.
Sarah, thank you very much.
No, you're welcome.
Those calculations in full are £31.50 for the vase and £19.80 for the box. He'll have those sent on. Ooh, lordy. Oh dear. What about James?
What does the weary antique buyer want to find? He wants to buy a tub-shaped chair. This is called a Lloyd Loom chair, and it's very clever. This is paper and wire with, obviously, a wooden structure, and then it's woven.
Invented by the American Marshall B. Lloyd in 1917.
It's got a nice sprung seat, and the lovely thing about Lloyd Loom is generally they're all dated. And this is made in March 1939. You can be reassured about the age is consistent with the date. Look at the wear on these nice brass cat feet. It's done good service. And if you look at the upholstered seats, look at that. Fresh as the day it was made. Look at those springs. Lovely and light. See there? Just staple it in. There we go. Where's the Jessie J? Here we are. £45. Now, if I could buy that for under £30, that would be a profit.
Oh, Sarah.
Oh, hello, Sarah.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. I found something.
Oh, lovely.
A treasure. Look. Now, I've got a price tag here.
Okay.
Chair, £45.
Okay.
Now, could that be under 30, Sarah?
Exercising his special powers.
I could offer you 10%.
10%?
Yes.
Not 25?
No, unfortunately not. What I could do, though, is because it's such a beautiful day, I can do it for 35.
35.
Yeah.
Sarah, I'll give you 35. It's only money, isn't it?
Quite. Sarah's been very kind.
That's yours, Sarah.
Okay.
This is mine.
Time to say farewell to Farah. And so long to shopping. Well, for a while at least. Whilst Charles investigates the endangered art of signwriting close to the town of Emsworth. In the company of master craftsman Terry Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning, Charles.
Wow. You must be Terry.
Indeed.
What makes a good sign writer?
Oh, I think the patience would have to be at the top, because if you observe how it's done these days, and it's all done at the press of a button, to me that has no soul.
Once there were sign writers in almost every town, supplying shops and businesses. And as literacy increased, so did the signs. But Since the 1980s, when Terry was starting out on his career, technological changes have rendered his craft almost, but not quite, obsolete.
Looking at you now, Tay, beside this 1920s car, you're almost caught in time doing a traditional thing
Well spotted.
and using traditional tools and methods still.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful trade. You can go anywhere in the land with a little kit box full of colour and brushes, and you can earn a living. And I'm not suggesting you'll ever be a millionaire doing it, but the lack of overheads is second to none, really.
So, Tay, what has caused sign writing to decline?
Oh, well, in recent years, the computer-generated vinyl is, of course, de rigueur. Commerce had to move in such a way where a fleet of trucks had to be changed overnight, and of course the humble sign writer couldn't cope with that. So the vinyl is king in the high street or in modern transport, but there's still a niche for sign writing, which is why I keep extolling the virtues of it.
Long may it live on.
Absolutely.
Terry's able to pass his skills on to a new generation as a teacher. And just to illustrate quite what an art sign writing is, many years of training required, Charles is going to have a go.
So in this wonderful studio, I've just seen some amazing signs, and I feel very at home with the fact I can see we've got antique on your sign approaching UES.
Had to be done, didn't it?
What's that wooden stick for, Terry?
Well, this is the third arm. It's called a mahl stick, and we seem to adopt the German word, a Maler, paint. But I guess it was the old masters who started using it, you know, before the British, so the name has stuck.
I'm in the zone. I feel ready to have a go. So, that in my left hand.
In your left hand.
Pot goes on top.
That's correct.
And I'm going to rest that like that.
That's perfect.
And make a start.
Yeah.
Well, just how bad can this be?
Work the brush on the side of the pot.
Yep.
So that you get a chisel on the brush.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, Charles. Oh, look at that. Oh, uphill. That's novel. Come down there in one sweeping move. Oh, you're doing that. This is very interesting that you're going uphill, Charles. You could be unique in this field.
That's better.
Now you're cooking. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna.
Sorry,
that's
I've
okay.
just dropped a bit. Hold on.
Yeah, that's okay. You've got enough paint on there to do the E and the S, Charles. Oh, look, a serif on the E. Phenomenal.
I honestly could get. Oh no! Spoke too soon.
Oh gosh, this is dreadful.
Oh, look at that.
Well, the truth is, Charles, people can still read that as antique. You know, it's still legible. Go on.
He's my mate. Thanks, brother. I can do this better, Terry.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, look at the swerve on that.
It's a swerve, all right.
There's a little bit of Gerald Scarfe about that.
All I can say is I think I used too much paint. It's just...
Yeah, don't worry.
That is awful. Just dreadful. Oh dear, nothing that a pint of white spirit can't sort out, eh? From sign writing to good old writing on the wall, doesn't look good for James.
My chances of beating Charles are probably very slim, but that's the great thing about humankind. We always have this sort of bizarre, untangible hope. Hope leads to optimism, to opportunity, and sometimes opportunity can bring home success.
Not to mention a tear to the eye, eh? Our plucky outsider is off to his final shop in Southsea, once the home of the inspirational poet of If, Rudyard Kipling. If he could only find the shop. Ah, there it is. And there's the inn. Yes, Parminter's the name. How does it go? If you can make one heap of all your winnings, not there, it would amount to £107.40p at this point.
Charles did quite well with sugar nibs, didn't he? These are slightly more stylish. They're continental, possibly Dutch or Swedish, beautifully sprung, made of silver. There we are. Really nice.
Yeah, nips noted. Anything else?
Got a really nice bit of metalware. It's beautifully engraved. But the interesting thing is it's signed, and it's got this sort of Kufic Arabic script here, where I suggest it's Persian. And that would have held something exotic like incense, maybe ginger. Quite unusual, that. It's beautifully done.
No price ticket, though.
For a precious... Sometimes the smell will give it away, but unusual to have a piece signed like that. And then these are unusual. Look at these. They're cast like figures, the forerunner of soldiers. And these were known as thins because they're wafer thin instead of being three-dimensional. And this one looks like sort of Kaiser Wilhelm, doesn't it? A pre-First World War German officer. You've got the Prussian blue, haven't you?
That'd be German, then.
That's rather fun, isn't it? The sort of dandy offering a bunch of flowers. Look, there are. So one side we see half his top hat, and then the other side his full top hat. But what fabulous condition they are. Unusual. You don't often see them.
Again, no price. Quite a list already, though.
We've got an object here which certainly passes the Braxton weight test. It's a bear. A brown bear, look at him. Mighty, fierce, and it's a great item. It's got some age, it's cast, and it's suffered some erosion, but it's lovely. Isn't that beautifully modelled and cast? Little nip out of his ear. We could say that was done in a fight, couldn't we? That is heavy, and that's a real contender.
Now, if you can keep your head, as the poem goes, and talk to Ian.
I like the bear. This pot is just fabulous quality, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the sugar nips, and the rather intriguing figures here. I love the blue, that Prussian blue.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
So how much on those two?
20 quid.
20 quid, that is fabulous.
The bear,
Yeah,
you can have for 50 quid. That's an absolute bargain.
50 quid,
I like
okay.
to call him a doorstop.
Doorstop.
A country
So,
house.
Country house doorstop. And this fella, tell me a bit more about that.
So they often made them out of silver, and it almost looks that quality of workmanship, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But obviously it's brass or bronze. But that's £100.
Sounds like a no, then.
What about the sugar nips?
These would have to be 30. They're unusual, nice styling. With the clamshells, I like a clamshell.
So do I. Right, I'd like the bear at 50, I'd like the two figures at 20. I just feel that is a wasted opportunity. I did spot something else in your shop.
Okay.
Will you say that?
I'll stay
there.
What's this?
There it is.
A late Japanese entry.
What about that? What is it?
It's a sake bottle or storage jar.
And that's that Japanese rice wine, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a beautiful object to package it in, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's got I believe it's the name and address of the company that made it on there as well.
This is porcelain, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it'd be about 1920, 1930s.
Now, would my remaining money buy this?
How much have you got?
37.40. Don't forget the pence.
35, I'll leave you enough for a kebab on the way home.
Rudyard would be proud. £50 for the bear, 20 for the thins, and 35 for the sake barrel. Sayonara, James, and shut eye. Decision day in the Dales, on Charles's home turf. That's not Shay Hanson, though, by the way.
Ah! You've arrived!
And Charles has shaved for the occasion. Oh, Lord.
You didn't tell me Derbyshire was like the south of France. I thought it's all rain and mist up
Get
here.
out of here. The weather is waiting for our finale.
We all are. After shopping towards the seaside, our pair have now headed up north to rendezvous at Tissington Hall, dropping their purchases off at the auction house in Bourne End, Bucks, selling behind closed doors, both on the net and on the phone. Lovely. James parted with £158 for his 5 auction lots, while Charles spent quite a lot more, £301.30. Let's hear what online auctioneer Simon Brown reckons might have a happy end.
George IV clock stand, interesting piece. And of course, it's got the original paperwork, which is a bonus. 150, 180, that sort of figure. Interesting Victorian cast iron doorstop in the form of a bear. Love it. Absolutely love it. I can see that making a couple of £100 plus.
From rags to brewing. Let's do this thing.
Well, they think it's all over.
Go.
James's Lloyd Loom chair starts us off.
20, anybody interested?
Come on.
20, I'm bid. 22, 25, 27, 30,
30.
32.
Come on.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Come on.
And 35, I'm bid. Looking for 40.
He'll get 40.
37, I'm bid.
Oh,
Come on.
40, yours at 40.
Yes.
40
£40.
pounds.
40 now.
Monkey,
That's
a
what,
hand.
monkey? No, it's a
I don't know. What's it? A fiver?
A fiver. It's a fiver.
Not going to help him catch up, though, is it?
And it shows people actually Lloyd Loom does sell if it's
Yeah.
in good condition.
Yeah.
That one was mint.
Charles's turn. Will someone go potty for them?
£30, please. Well, there's 30, I'm bid. Maiden bid at 30, yours at 30. Have we all done? 30,
Oh dear.
It looks as though he's running out of steam,
Thank you.
Charles.
32, 35, 35, 35.
That's all right.
40, 42, 45, 47, I'm bid.
Yes.
At 47, are we all done? At £47.
He tucked a bid in just at the very end
He
to get
did,
me
he
over
did.
the line.
Yes, nicely done. A profit's enough.
Very good,
I'm
Charles.
very happy.
Now for one of James's big hopes, his designer fire dogs.
We've got a number of
£20,
bids.
please. Well, there's 20, I'm bid. 22, thank you. 22 now. Got
They're
you.
moving.
22. 22, I'm bid. Selling at 22 for the dogs there at 22. We all done at 22. Got you at 22.
Oh, come
Yours at
on. They're
22
Mark
now.
Benham and Freud.
Done at £22.
That to me, if they were what they are,
Well, they were. They were stamped with the manufacturer's mark.
unbelievable.
Benham and Freud.
I don't think disappointment quite covers it, do you?
Anyway, there we are.
But they have
Win
legs.
some, lose some.
Stoic, James. Charles's Charlotte Reed is online now.
Start me at £20, please. For this
20.
lot, 20, I'm bid. Got you at
That's all right.
20. Yours
Come
at
on.
20. Are we all done? Looking for 22
Oh, I don't
now.
believe
20,
it.
22, 25, 25, I'm bid.
Come
Got you
on.
at 30,
25.
thank
He's
you,
creepy.
30 now online.
One more
Got
price.
you at 30, yours at 30. Are we all done?
No.
At £30.
No.
Oh, put it down.
Come
Put
on.
it down. Put it
Sell
down.
it. No.
30, are we all done? Thank you.
Oh, he held it. He held it. Okay, between friends, what's a pound?
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a loss, mate.
And he's not had many of those. But can James's little figurines help him take advantage?
20, I'm bid. Yours at 20. Are we all done at 20? With
Come
Jane?
on.
22. Looking for 22, 25, 27, 30. Thank you. 30, I'm bid. 35, 32.
Yeah, he's woken up. More like Prussian
42, I'm
officer.
bid. 45, 47, I'm bid.
These are moving.
50, I'm bid now.
Well,
Got
they're
you.
quite rare.
Sell them.
They're quite rare.
55, if
That's
you
enough.
wish. £50, we all done.
Sold. James,
50.
I salute you.
Thank you.
They look pleased, don't they?
That's not bad.
Quite. What will the online bidders make of Charles's unusual treen?
40 then to start. 40, I'm
£40.
bid. Yours at 40.
Wow.
Bid at 40,
Doubled up.
42, 45.
Keep going.
45 with a written bid. 45, 47. Looking for 47 online.
That's good,
47
Charles.
take
Go
50
on.
then online. 50,
What,
I'm bid.
70?
55 with a
Yes,
written bid.
it's 5.
Got you 55. Looking for 60.
Come on.
online. 60 if you wish. 55. Now
That's good,
60,
James.
I'm bid. Got you
60.
Yours
I've
at
trebled
60
up,
if
I've
you're
trebled.
done online. Selling at 60. Are we all done? Thank you.
We're landing it, James. Sold.
Well done.
Not bumpy, no turbulence. That's good.
That's very good, isn't it?
You can certainly see the appeal. Now, what about James's sake barrel?
I don't know why I bought it. It was a moment of lunacy.
50, I'm bid.
Yes,
Me at
50.
Looking for 55 now.
Good
60
auctioneering.
Me at 60. Have we all done at 60 pounds
Wow.
now? Selling at 60. Have we all done?
I've never seen a sake barrel sold before.
Nor have I.
Be punch drunk, man. That's amazing.
He knew what he was doing all the time.
Good result.
But how will Charles's other ethnic item fare on the net?
30 pounds.
Oh, no.
32, 35, 37, 40, 42, 45. It's
moving.
It's all right, it's moving.
Got you at 45, thank you. 45, 47, 50 online. At 50 pounds.
No.
At 50 pounds.
This could be a £100
running out of
loss.
Got you
60.
at 60, 65,
Come on.
70, 75 there.
Keep going.
Oh.
75, 80.
Keep going.
You, 80,
No.
I'm bid.
Come on.
All done at 80 pounds
No.
now, thank you. 85.
Yes, 85.
Get the
I'm
gavel
bid.
up.
Got you at
He's trying his best.
95, thank you.
Yes.
Still going. 95, I'm bid. 100, I'm bid.
Thank you.
110, I'm bid.
Well,
it's still
120
low.
now. We all done at 110.
Oh,
Sold.
blimey. dear, oh dear.
That's a loss.
When your luck's in, eh?
Could have been far worse.
Which brings us the bear. The auctioneer's a fan.
50, I'm bid. Straight in at 50,
50.
got you. 55, 60, 60, I'm bid. 65, 70, 75. Looking for 80 now if you wish. 80, I'm bid.
80
80,
Good,
85,
good.
90,
That's good.
Thank you, 90.
90.
Oh, looking for 95, 95.
Could be doubling, Charles.
100, I'm
It's got
bid.
100. James, this is one heavyweight bear.
£100, I'm bid. Selling at 100.
Sell it.
100.
110, I'm bid. 120, thank you.
120 in.
Looking for 130.
I'm warming to this bear, Charles.
What 130 has got? That's massive.
130 will be all done, thank you.
Oh, well done.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's a big number, James.
Exactly. Not at all grisly.
Do you think Braxton could be rallying?
This could just be now the bear battle cry.
I think it might be a bit late. Charles's final lot now.
Should I be worried?
Yes, I think this has legs
Really?
to run.
Start me at £30, please, for this lot. Come on,
30.
Come on.
I'm bid.
Come on.
Got you, 32,
Got you.
35, 37, 40, 42.
There's a rhythm.
There's a rhythm.
50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. £240 now from the States.
How much? 240.
Looking for 260.
240 in the
Oh,
States.
no.
Thank you, America.
£240, we all done.
Sold.
240. That was good,
don't know.
Charles.
Quite a finish.
I got lucky. I always get lucky with you, my friend.
I know. I'm your talisman.
Small consolation though, James. He began with £160 and 40p, and after auction costs, he made quite a profit, and so ends up with £250 and 4 pence. While Charles, who started out with £542 and 54p, made, also after costs, a slightly bigger profit, which means he wins, yet again, with a final total of £640 and 58 pence. All profits go to children in need.
Well, it's been a joy, Chief, and I hope we do it again.
So do I. And I'm going to try and beat you.
That's the spirit. How about best of 7? All for now, though.
So long. Farewell.
While we reflect on a perfect week. Well, almost.
Wendover is a win for Braxton.
Where are you going?
Bye. I am up to no good. I'm naked from the waist down.
I'm still pretty confident. Oops. Well, I was. This is not a right of way. Stay on footpath. I'm in a car.
They're up. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's quite hot. I'm just going to give it a little pelvic massage. There we are.
G-force position. A position. I'm okay.
Next week, Natasha Raskin-Sharp drives a car.
Come on, second gear.
Margie Cooper is on 2 wheels.
Granny's been on a bike.
And it all gets a bit silly.
Oh, very Moulin Rouge.
But who will win auction glory?
Woo! So how are you feeling about it all? Oh, Margie, I think I'll pack it in.